following is an exclusive presentation of Ravens Productions.
Coming up on this week's Ravens Report, head coach John Harbaugh previews the season opener against the Jets. We sit down with Rashod Bateman to talk about this year's wide receiving core. Plus, we look back at the Ravens preseason through the lens of Ravens Wire. All that and more on this week's Ravens Report.
They are dancing in the aisles. Oh, what a scene we have at M&T.
The 2022 NFL season is finally here, and welcome back to Ravens Report, presented by MedStar Health. I'm Evan Washburn, pumped to be with you for another season. We're heading into week one. The excitement could not be any higher inside this building after a successful offseason that included the addition of a promising rookie class, a talented group of free agents, and the return of some key players that were lost to season-ending injuries a year ago. And this team's journey starts with a trip up I-95 to take on the New York Jets on Sunday. But before we look ahead, let's head back to the end of training camp and the preseason through the lens of Ravens Wire and see how the Ravens capped another undefeated preseason and trimmed the roster to 53.
Just kind of keep this in mind. You know, everybody's all unique, and everybody who is here, there's a reason that you'll be here because you can do certain things really well. That's what you'll be here for.
Marcus, what was the week or the last 10 days like for you? As you know, you sign with a new team, you go through practices, and you have to play pretty quickly.
The Ravens were quick to jump on the opportunity to sign DeMarcus Robinson when he came available.
I'm a king. Yeah, I'm a king. I got the whole land on my shoulder. It's my time and the wait is over.
DeMarcus Robinson was a 90% chance to make the team before Saturday night. Now he's like 120% chance.
Going deep, blocked it back wide open, and he's got him at the 30, to the 20. Welcome to Baltimore, DeMarcus Robinson, touchdown Ravens.
Head of the league, cocky, I'm never better than D, better than D, better than treat me like.
I would describe my first few weeks as a Raven. First of all, excited, enthused just to be here. It's been a great experience just meeting the guys, and I'm just looking forward to just doing great things on the field and off.
Going long down the sideline, he's got Robinson again in midfield. Robinson.
What made me come here was the call from Eric DeCosta. He gave me a call, and I was like, I'm leaving the Raiders for the moment, and I'm checking out a couple other teams. But he was the first to call, so I went to Arizona just to meet him. We had a long talk Thursday and Friday before the game, and once I came here to visit, everybody still made me feel like this could be home. So I visited and I didn't want to leave. I met Lamar and sat down and talked with a couple guys, and they wanted to put me in the offense. So it was just the right choice for me.
Brown's first pass of the night going deep. Locked it back wide open, and he's got him. Touchdown Ravens. 67 yards.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Number one. Amen. Love you, Mom.
Me being older, being a vet now, it's just being smart, telling the guys it's a long season, it don't happen overnight, so we all got to stick together. Some games you might make plays, some games you might not make plays, but just stay honed in, and you know what I'm saying, it's a bigger picture ahead of us, so just stay locked in for sure. Yeah, it is special. When he had one game where he had four touchdowns against the Seahawks, I watched that on YouTube a couple times, and I was like, dang, man, he was big. He used to run people over. And
Throwing deep in the back of the end zone, and it is caught. Marcus Robinson caught him, touchdown. Breaking a tackles Robinson, he's at the 25-20. He's in, touchdown Marcus Robinson, his second of the game.
Going for Robinson again. Marcus Robinson, what an adjustment. His third touchdown reception of the quarter.
And right to Robinson is working like magic. Right looking, throwing the same play for Robinson. He's got it, his fourth touchdown pass. Marcus Robinson has established a new Ravens record with his fourth touchdown catch of the game.
I didn't know that he held the record for that. That's super cool. Yeah, I got to go get that record, though. He's excited for sure. I told him he should come back, man, just to say hey, say what's up, because a lot of guys have talked about him. So I'm like, man, come down, come see what Baltimore talking about.
Tuesday, it's the cut down to 53. Days are short now for Ravens players to try to make their way to that 53-man roster.
Ravens flock, last preseason game. Let's get it. You know what I'm saying? We're going to ball get this dub. Take it back to the crib. Hey, just watch, man.
Let's do it for each other, man. Let's put our best foot forward, and so everything falls in place after.
Oh, the atmosphere was great, man. It was loud in there. That was what I was looking forward to, and I was just trying to get the fans a show, and it turned out pretty good.
When I was a rookie in 2017, undrafted defensive lineman, played 4 preseason games. So that 4th game, I mean, you just had to leave no doubt that you are good enough to play in this league, to be a Raven.
Hit hard by Josh Ross. The inside run game will get nothing. Go lose a yard on the play.
I love guys who, when they know the pressure's on, play well. And, you know, people have been talking about Ross for weeks. He knew Saturday night that everything was on the line for him, that he didn't have a lock, and he ends up with 11 tackles.
Run a play with the same route, they gonna see it.
And then we're getting tired of stuff. When we hitting this dude, run them feet. You know what I'm saying? Run them feet.
Coach Zach, man, he's just a great coach, great guy, great mentor. You know, a guy that's literally done everything I want to do, you know, and some, with his career being an undrafted guy.
Let's go, baby. Let's get it done, that's it. Let's go, 3 and out takeaway, baby. Communicate, do our job.
The Ravens, yet again, will close out with a perfect preseason record. That's 23 straight wins. And now the decisions that John Harbaugh and Eric DeCosta face over the next couple of days as they build that roster.
3 ways by the minimum 3 ways, you know. Every single guy in the room.
1, 2, 3.
I want to talk a little bit about the time. You know, it's the timing of things, and everybody kind of knows. And business part of it, or you know, the roster part of it, it's kind of always unique and individual. Do you agree? Everybody's kind of in their own spot and kind of fighting for their own future that way. And we put it all together. You know, all the motivations and all the things that we all play for, and we have a team. You know, and then we see what we do together. So that's kind of how it works. So I just want to encourage you not to be, as much as you can, not to be anxious. Okay, not to worry about it. You know, we talked about, you know, worry's not going to add another day to anybody's career.
You work so hard to that point, you know, OTAs, rookie minicamp, training camp, and the last week is like, this is it. So for me, it was like, control the things you can control. Everything happens for a reason. So I felt like I did everything I could at that point to make myself, you know, a name and make myself a roster spot on this team. And at that point, I just had to, you know, see what happens and not really stress about it and not worry about it too much. It was definitely a crazy week. I mean, that's for sure.
I find myself in the perfect situation, being an undrafted free agent and picking the Ravens and working my butt off in camp every single day, trying to be the best player I can be, showing everybody, proving to myself, showing everybody what I'm capable of.
Ravens have a long history of undrafted free agents finding these gems. I think he's the latest example.
Josh Ross, I mean, I've seen a young guy who is very mature. You can tell that he's a pro. You know, when he's in the meetings, you know, I'm in special teams with him, he's on top of his stuff. Whenever you ask him any question, he has the answer. And that's what you want for young guys, especially undrafted guys. They have to be on top of their stuff. They have to make sure, you know, they're being a pro before other guys. And I feel like he is a pro right now.
Coach has said that his brother announced that you would make the team. Was that how you found out, or were you found out beforehand?
The one thing I told Jim like 2 or 3 days ago that he was going to make it. You know, then Jim came out and made the announcement.
Really exciting news too. My brother John says Josh is going to make the team.
Oh, great!
Yeah, and they've got a record at the Ravens, 18, 19 years of an undrafted player making the team. Tomorrow we'll find out, but looks great for Josh Ross.
I knew it was real when it was real, and and it was kind of funny, but I knew it was real when it was real, and it's exciting to be a part of this team and keep working.
Whenever you are making the 53-man team, usually no one tells you. So that's a good thing. If you don't hear anything, that means you made it. And for me, it's like as soon as 4 p.m. on Tuesday hits and you didn't hear anything, you're on the roster. And that's what happened with me. And I just you know, kept it that way. I didn't want anyone to talk to me or call me because, you know, you never know what that conversation would be like.
It was a lot of emotions. I'm not gonna lie. That was kind of around the 4 o'clock time after, you know, finding out I made the team, just because it's like, man, I really been working my butt off and my head's been down the whole time and it's gonna stay down. It's like, man, like, you know, it's paying off, but now it's just another opportunity to go out there and keep getting better. The legacy of the undrafted free agent, specifically the linebacker undrafted free agent, like it makes me so excited. And that's what the undrafted free agent linebacker at the Ravens is about. It's about grit, and it's about working your butt off every day and getting what you earn.
The success here that this organization has had with finding undrafted guys, if I'm one of the names, I mean, like I said, I take great pride just because it's incredibly hard to do, and it's just hats off to the organization, the front office, the scouts, the coaches for developing the guys, and, you know, the guys here to embrace these guys to help them get that chance.
And I took that opportunity. I came here and stood on my 10 toes and worked my butt off, man. And that's what I'm gonna continue to do every day, because that's what I'm about.
Thank you, Josh.
Yes, sir.
Congrats.
Thank you.
You know how it works in life, right? You know, you're given responsibility, you do it well, you get entrusted with more responsibility, right? Coach, player, any job, anything in life, that's just how it works. You go out and play on Sunday, everybody doing their job, you know, fulfilling their role to the best of their ability. We're gonna win.
That epic preseason win streak continues, but now the calendar has turned to September and games that truly lead to a possible playoff run. And if the Ravens are going to get back to the postseason, they're going to need some young players, especially on offense, to step up. And coming up next, we sit down with one of those guys, wide receiver Rashod Bateman, who in just his second year is now the leader of the wide receiver room. Welcome back to Ravens Report from the Under Armour Performance Center. I'm Evan Washburn. One of the dominant storylines this offseason for the Ravens has been how will this wide receiving core perform after the departure of Hollywood Brown, left very little proven experience and production in the room. One man who plans to answer some of those questions and lead this young wide receiver group is former first-round pick Rashod Bateman, who as a rookie last season fought through some injury but showed enough promise that expectations are huge heading into 2022. And earlier this week, he sat down with our Shelby Gurnath to talk about it all.
Bates is a young guy. He's his second season. He's been making great catches. He's been looking pretty sharp.
Second year, he's a guy that's just going to get better, and better. And sky's the limit for him.
Rashod, it's finally week one. You get to play in a game that actually counts on Sunday. What's the team's mentality been like this week?
I would just say everybody's hungry. Everybody's working hard, prepared, and just getting ready for this day.
You missed a lot of training camp last year, as well as the first 5 games with that injury. How valuable has it been having a full camp under your belt heading into year 2?
It's been very important, you know, get that work in, get that experience with Lamar in the offense, build that chemistry, team bonding, and just being here and around. It's definitely been important, and I've enjoyed it.
Well, going off of that, you only played 184 snaps with Lamar Jackson last season, so we've really only seen a small sample of what you two are capable of together out there. So what is your chemistry like with number 8?
I would definitely say it's been fun and exciting throughout camp. I think we both are just really excited to go out and show it.
How did that connection strengthen this offseason?
Well, you know, we got together in California a couple times and worked out, and some more times here and there. Then we just came at the camp, hitting it right back on track with all the other guys, and we just kind of picked up from there.
Heading into training camp, there were a lot of questions about this young receiving core. How much confidence do you have in this group?
I have a lot of confidence in our guys, you know, and our staff, our players. You know, we go and put in the work just like everybody else. You know, I'm not too concerned about what nobody else think. You know, we can only control what's going on over here. You know, that's what we'll do.
What part of your game changed the most from year 1 to year 2?
I would definitely just say my confidence. Just being year 1 in the NFL, I wasn't sure what I was capable of because I was barely out there. But now I've shown myself a good little bit of what I can do, so I'm excited to go out there and show it.
It's only year 2, but you're now a leader among these wideouts. What does that role mean to you?
It means a lot. You know, I take it with pride, you know, just being able to come in every day and being the same person, put my head down and work. I'm not too much of a vocal guy. I like to lead with my work, and I let the coaches do the talking.
There were a lot of injuries last year, so how excited are you just to have everyone back and healthy to start this season?
Oh, for sure. Last year, everybody we got knocked down pretty bad, but seeing those guys come back, working hard, Ronnie, Marcus Peters, Gus, eventually JK, and some more guys. But when those guys get back, I'm excited to see them ball as well.
Well, it all starts Sunday against the Jets. What's one word you would use to describe this 2022 Baltimore Ravens team?
Hungry. I would say we're definitely hungry.
Why?
Because we got a point to prove, for sure.
What can fans expect from year 2 Rashod Bateman?
A lot more than what I did last year. A confident player going out there and playing my all every single game. I always give my all, and I leave it all on the field.
How high can Rashod Bateman climb this year with Lamar Jackson under center?
Yeah, he's got a top 20 ceiling. A really good player, right? As the #1 wide receiver in this offense.
We're going to go off the field for a few questions. So when it comes to the game of football, what's your why?
I would definitely say my mom. Growing up with her, seeing all the hard work she put in to put clothes and food, around me and my brothers, she's definitely my inspiration to play this game.
You changed your number from 12 to 7 this offseason. What was the reason behind that change?
My mom, her favorite number is 7 last year. Again, drafted as a rookie. Kind of had to pick a number real fast, and it was 12. And obviously last year didn't go as planned, and so I just kind of wanted to try something new.
So what's it going to mean to put on that jersey for the first time on Sunday and go out there and play for her?
It's definitely going to be a lot of emotions for me personally, based off of last year. And just to have my mom in the stands there watching this well, it'd be a dream come true.
We have to talk about the Batman nickname. When and how did that start?
People have called me that for a long time, but it didn't really stick until I got to Baltimore. Baltimore has definitely helped me embrace that name. I've taken and ran with it, but I definitely like it.
Now, over the summer, the Ravens posted a video of players trying to guess their teammates' baby photos. You were featured in that video. What was your reaction to your teammates' reaction to your baby photo?
Nah, I just had to laugh. Because they was getting me mixed up with old linemen. I was I was that fat. But it was definitely hilarious to see, but they figured it out eventually.
They were all very surprised to find out it was you.
Very surprised.
We're gonna end with some rapid fire this or that questions. So summer or winter?
Summer.
Instagram or TikTok?
TikTok.
Messy locker or clean locker?
Clean.
Fresh juice or a smoothie?
Fresh juice.
What fruit?
Apple juice.
Overdressed or underdressed?
Overdressed.
Contested catch or an open field catch?
Contested.
Purple or black?
Black.
Okay, Rashod, thank you so much for your time and good luck this week against the Jets.
Thank you, appreciate it.
And the numbers back up the belief that Rashod could be a special receiver for the Ravens. With just 4 catches in Week 1, Bateman would become the fastest in Ravens history to 50 career receptions. Coming up next on Ravens Report, the Baltimore Ravens organization volunteered for their annual Signature Community Project at Franklin Square Elementary and Middle School in downtown Baltimore. Welcome back to this week's edition of Ravens Report. I'm Evan Washburn. Back in June, the Ravens hosted their annual organization-wide Volunteer Day to establish new educational spaces at Baltimore City's Franklin Square Elementary and Middle School. The Ravens teamed up with Heart of America for the project. 196 Ravens volunteers, including 52 players, took part. Let's take a look back at the Baltimore Ravens 2022 Signature Project.
Great morning, great Monday morning.
We are very excited to be here today at Franklin Square Elementary Middle School, and we're doing a full renovation.
The reason being is we have 2 school communities that are merging together over the summer, and it's a really important moment for both of those schools to make sure that they feel they're one school now.
We are outside, we are renovating the landscaping, we're planting trees, we're building an outdoor classroom, just making it a really fun play space for these kids outside. We are also doing a lot of renovations inside. So we are painting all the different hallways and rooms. We're renovating the gymnasium as well as the cafeteria and the teacher's lounge because they certainly deserve a lot of love too.
Nice to meet you guys. How we doing? How we doing?
Why are you so tall?
I don't know. I'm still trying to figure it out. When I first got here, walked outside and I saw some of my teammates and everyone here just cutting down trees and just planting trees and making the outside amazing. And I come inside and I see, we're painting the hallways and really revamping the school. And honestly, it's really awesome. I'm glad to be here right now.
This kind of upgrade and facelift is the kind of thing that signals to kids that you're important. We care about you. Those are all things that seem little and seem minor, but actually say a whole lot to the staff, a whole lot to students, and a whole lot to families.
Heart of America does a really great job of identifying the different projects that's important to the schools. And so for then us to be able to come in, bring our staff and our resources to achieve those goals is just a win-win all around.
I'm already seeing the vibes, how everyone is just, trying to work to make everything look better. So I'm jumping in, painting Georgia right here, trying to make it look good.
Me, I'm an artistic guy, so I did a lot of the painting. I was painting, a few states, outside on the asphalt, so that's what I stuck to.
It's always good to, do work like this for the community and, help this school out, any way possible.
We got three main pillars of what we want to do at the Ravens, and it's win football games and play great football, great fan engagement and great fan experience. And then the third one, which is just as important, is our community impact. For us, the school systems in Baltimore and Baltimore County are really important.
The Ravens organization comes out in full force. This is our 4th or 5th project with you all. Every time we work with the Ravens, it is a special, monumental project.
When we say that the Baltimore Ravens are getting out and giving back, we mean everybody, top down. It's just a true dedication, I think, through and through with this staff and the players alongside of us. I know they have a ton of fun, especially when they get to hang out with the kids.
Oh yeah, come here.
Oh, kick it again.
Run, keep going.
You getting tired, huh?
When you get drafted, you just know this is what you're supposed to do and what you gotta do. You got a lot of people that this is just who they are. That's just the type of player that, a Ravens guy is. It feels good to see your teammates just coming out here and helping and, doing what's right.
The Ravens, for our kids, are might as well be superheroes. And so the fact that you have these superheroes actually coming to their neighborhood, their school, and helping to make it more beautiful, I think actually probably does as much, if not more, than the upgrades themselves.
The players are truly role models for these kids, and having the players here cheering them on definitely inspires them.
Win on three, get in here. 1, 2, 3, win, let's go.
It's really important for us to be able to be in the community with our fans throughout the off season for us, and we do a number of these projects and we'll continue to
get out here and remember why we give back and do what we do, why our fans are so special, why this community is so great. It's always good to get out and get connected with it. And today we're really hands-on here, and I think that everybody's really enjoying it.
All we need to do is just have fun.
1, 2, 3, go! The Ravens are committed to making a difference in our community, and players and staff will continue their work across our area this season. Coming up next on Ravens Report, we preview Sunday's matchup against the Jets with the head coach, John Harbaugh.
Charm City. The 2022 Ravens season is right around the corner, and there's still time to secure your seat for some of the biggest battles in Baltimore this year. Watch the Ravens open their home slate versus the Dolphins. Be there for a Sunday night tilt with the defending AFC champion Bengals. Celebrate the holidays December 24th with the Falcons in town. Or ring in the new year on January 1st when the Steelers visit M&T Bank Stadium. Single game tickets available now at BaltimoreRavens.com/tickets. Ravens Report is brought to you by MedStar Health, the official medical team of the Baltimore Ravens, and you. MedStar Health. It's how we treat people.
Welcome back to this week's edition of Ravens Report, presented by MedStar Health. I'm Evan Washburn. Over the last 14 seasons, John Harbaugh has often led the Ravens to fast starts, a testament to the work put in all offseason to have his teams primed and ready. And season openers have been a large part of that formula, especially in recent years, where the Ravens have won 5 of their last 6 Week 1 games. Now, the test this Sunday against the New York Jets is a matchup against former Ravens quarterback and Super Bowl MVP Joe Flacco. And for more on this game that has plenty of storylines, here's John Harbaugh with Garrett Downing.
Well, Coach, thank you so much for the time. It's Week 1. Football season is here. There's always so much buzz around the start of the season. How excited are you to get things going on Sunday?
I'm excited. You know, the guys are excited. You just want to go play a game at this point in time. I mean, it's a little edgy. You know, you're not sure exactly what you got, how you're going to be. It's a long season in front of us. A lot of tough opponents in front of us, starting with the Jets. But until you get started, you're not started. You haven't really gone anywhere. And I can't wait to get out there on Sunday, get our guys to compete and play and have fun, let the chips fall how they do, and then kind of get a feel for where we're at and where we're going from there.
You got a lot of young guys who could likely play big roles over the course of the season. Tyler Linderbaum, Kyle Hamilton, Isaiah Likely. What's the message to some of those young players, those rookies, before they step into their first NFL environment?
Well, I mean, I think, first of all, let's not take it too seriously. Let's enjoy it. Let's know you're going to be around for a while. You know, it's not going to be your last game. It's just your first game, and you'll learn from it. But also take a deep breath, slow it down. You know, the brain has a tendency to race ahead of the body. You know, you can't get there until you get there. Your body will play plenty fast, but slow your mind down a little bit and see and process what you're seeing.
There's always so much attention on quarterback Lamar Jackson. I venture to guess if we were to flip on a sports talk show right now, it wouldn't take too long before his name came up. There's always just so much discussion around him. But he has this ability to tune it out and kind of not pay attention to that. How have you seen him handle this entire summer getting ready for this season?
That's what I've seen. I mean, there's no conversation about any of the outside stuff, whether it be the contract or anything else. With Lamar, we're here talking about football. He's with his teammates. I mean, I was walking the other day, coming from a press conference actually, and I wanted to find him because I had something to tell him, and he comes storming out of the locker room with somebody chasing him. They're playing some kind of game of tag or something. I don't know what they're doing. Like a bunch of kids just having a good time after practice. So that's how he is. He's really all football. He's a team guy. He loves the process of what we're doing. He wants to play well, and that's where he's at.
Well, what stands out to me is how good he's looked over the course of the summer. It just seems like he's had a really sharp training camp. What has stood out to you from actually watching him at practice this week and over the course of the last several months?
Yeah, I mean, he's playing well. But you know what? I mean, that's looking back right now. Yeah. To be honest with you, for me, it's like we're looking forward. So today's practice, tomorrow's practice, the next day, next week, the game. Let's just, one little chunk at a time, one 10-minute block at a time, be the best we can be and go from there. And that's really how he's looking at it. Let's keep it simple, keep moving forward.
A number of veteran players kind of talked this week about how they're just fired up to hit somebody else. Like they're ready to go and to get this thing started. Do you get that sense in talking with the guys?
Yeah, they're excited. I mean, the guys, especially the guys that didn't play in the preseason, they're really looking forward to it. And hey, once it happens, it'll be happening, so they're going to get their wish, and I'm looking forward to seeing how they do, and that's why you want to start the season.
So last one, Coach, obviously you're playing this week in New York, September 11th. Yeah. Significant day, obviously, in our nation's history. You're playing it in New York on that day. What's the significance of that to you?
It's an honor. It's an honor for our organization. It's an honor for our coaches and players. We're looking forward to it. It means a lot to us. Matter of fact, Ingrid and I bought a piece of art from that day or from that era, from that Ladder One company. And it's the fire hoses. They were dyed and made into an American flag. And every time I go by it, I think about that. I think about the friends we met from the Battalion 1. And it just makes you think about that day and the sacrifices that were made and the courage that was showed and what it means to our country.
Awesome. Well, Coach, thank you so much for the time. Good luck this week in New York.
Thanks, Garrett.
So as John Harbaugh gets ready for his 15th season at the helm, he's now just 2 wins shy of 150 for his career, meaning a win Sunday against the Jets would allow Harbs to go for the milestone victory at home against the Dolphins in Week 2. Coming up next on Ravens Report, from Steve Bisciotti to John Harbaugh, building a winning team on the field starts with building a winning culture off of it. And last month, Coach Harbaugh invited the entire team to his house for a barbecue and an opportunity to hang out with their football family. Welcome back to this week's edition of Ravens Report from the Under Armour Performance Center. I'm Evan Washburn. So training camp's not just about building a team on the field, but also about building a bond off of it. And the Ravens, year in and year out, under John Harbaugh, have prided themselves on having a winning culture that extends beyond the playing field. And to help lay the foundation for this year's Ravens, the head coach invited the entire team over to his house for a day of fun, food, and relaxation. And our cameras were there to capture it.
Look at this crib. Look at this crib. We got the poor guy. My dog living lavish, bro. Dang. This is how we live when we make it. This is how we live. Man, he got us at his crib. This is family. That's family. When you can have your players at your house and treat them like family and just let them walk around, that's love.
I've never been invited to my head coach's house before. So,
Not in 9 years.
I mean, especially being around the league, I guess for both of us. I speak for both of us because we got drafted the same year, 2014. Yeah, this is what you call true family right here.
Marlo, right? Marlo.
Jordan!
Yep.
Okay.
Thank you.
For a head coach to invite the entire organization to his house, it means a lot, man. It just goes back to, him not just preaching what he's saying about family, atmosphere. He's actually taking action every day. And I think when you have that mentality, the sky's the limit, man, because we all know it's a long season and those are trying times. People are going to go through things on and off the field. But when you come in this building and you got a true family atmosphere and those guys are going to pick you up every day, it allows you just to put that stuff aside and focus on the main focus and get better every day at your craft. And I think when you do that, guys appreciate it. Guys appreciate walking through the door. It's not coming to work anymore. It's coming to play football and have fun and be better as a person, a man. And I think that's a testament to, who he's been his whole career as an NFL coach.
We were blessed with a nice place, and I want to share it, especially want to share it with people that mean the most to me. I mean, we're with each other all the time, and it's a work environment. And yeah, we have fun and we laugh and enjoy the work environment, but it's a little different when you're not at work. It's a little different just to be at a cookout. That was fun, and we're shooting baskets or playing cornhole or whatever it is. I don't know. It's just fun. You gotta have some fun sometimes. Hot. That's good pizza.
The bond off the field means a lot. You go to war with these guys every day. And you got that front line of warriors. You want the best warriors, but you got to know each other. You got to know what that person beside you is thinking, what they're going through, the things they're going through in life or off the football field. That way you can bring them all together. And I think that's the key, a successful team. And that's the miracle of playing, football. That brotherhood, that bond, it doesn't get any better.
The linemen find the appetizer. Pizza appetizer, wood fire. Draw.
You better make it. You see this from Batman? Ah! No, you gotta run that back. You gotta run it back. Yeah, that's what we got.
It's an honor to have them over. I'm glad they all wanted to come over. You worry about that, right? You invite people over and nobody shows up. I'm kind of sitting there, is anybody going to come? But they all came, and they all had big smiles on their faces and had a great time.
Yeah. I think it's meaningful for him to have us over here, so I appreciate it. Thank you, Coach Harbaugh.
Still to come on Ravens Report. One of the standout performers of the preseason was fourth-round pick Isaiah Likely. Former Ravens head coach Brian Billick breaks down the tape of the tight end's performance next.
In Maryland, football goes with just about everything. Crab cakes and football may as well be our state motto. That's not all we did. There's front flips in football.
And he flips in for the go-ahead touchdown.
Bar hopping in football.
Good! Crossbar, and it tumbles through. It is good!
Unveilings. Festivals. History lessons. And football. Last dances, miracles, tickets to paradise.
And football! The Baltimore Ravens are Super Bowl champions!
Going to the bank, moving those chains, making an entrance.
And football!
Purple Fridays, Sunday brunches, spelling bees.
Ravens! And football!
Poets, nursery rhymes, fight songs.
And football!
We've raised goats, watched squirrels dance, seen a wizard at work, faced our share of hard knocks, and added some sizzle.
They look at me and say, "Hill, that's the bad guy."
But we don't stop when the hay is in the barn.
Touchdown, Ravens! And the hay's in the barn!
We've gone school shopping, had first dates and movie nights. But summer camp and dress rehearsals are over. Now it's time to do what we do best.
The Ravens have won it! What a scene we have at M&T!
And football. Ravens football.
That's what Maryland does! Huh.
Brian Billick's Breakdown is powered by Microsoft, the official tablet of the Baltimore Ravens.
Welcome back to this week's edition of Ravens Report from the Under Armour Performance Center. I'm Evan Washburn. Well, General Manager Eric DeCosta has appeared to put together another impressive draft class this year. And at least after the preseason, the guy getting all the attention is fourth-round pick Isaiah Likely, who in just 2 games had 12 receptions on 12 targets for 144 yards and a touchdown, and appears to be the perfect complement to All-Pro Mark Andrews in Greg Roman's tight end-friendly offense. And for more on the rookie out of Coastal Carolina, here's Brian Billick with Billick's Breakdown.
It's caught for the touchdown! Likely again! Impressive!
Well, it's exciting to actually have the season here. And looking at the preseason, I want to focus on a promising young player, Isaiah Likely. Ravens, one thing they can do is find good tight ends. And it looks like Likely could be the next in the line of whether it's Heap and Pitta and Dixon and obviously now with Andrews. And to put him with Andrews now is going to make an excellent combination for him. Let's look at a couple plays that I'm talking about. His versatility is what jumped out at me. And obviously his ability down the field as receiver. In this first play, he's just in traditional tight end position. Watch the protection. Very much looking like a run. The offensive line sells out going to the right. And look at what it does to the linebackers, the way they have to step up and respect this run fake. You see this all the time from the Ravens, particularly with someone like Andrews. Likely, now in the Andrews position, comes in behind those linebackers in a crossing. This is just a 3-level throw with a vertical on the outside and a deep crossing route. You can see how the linebacker is effective. Huntley does a nice job putting it in behind the linebacker, almost like a back shoulder throw, and Likely does a really good job of pulling it off the linebacker's helmet. Shows a lot of athleticism down the field. So you're going to see this type of combination a lot this year. To be able to have 2 tight ends have that kind of athleticism down the field is going to be huge. Now you're going to see Likely sets the bunch. It's a 3-by-1. You've got the 3 receivers on the right. He sets the bunch. What I like here is this is just a splay route. Everybody kind of goes vertical. Huntley gets flush to the right. Now I want you to watch what Likely does. He doesn't just turn and wait for the ball. That's typically what a young receiver would do. Watch the angle and the effort he makes to come back to the ball, coming back to the numbers, giving the quarterback a window to throw the ball to. This, again, is something you don't typically see of young players. Excellent job on his part, giving the quarterback, who's under duress, who's had to get outside the pocket and show that he's got a presence down the field and understands what his obligations are. Now, this next one underlines exactly what I'm talking about. You got a 3-by-1 with 3 on the right, 1 on the left, and they've spread out. Now, this defense, which is likely still in base personnel, has to loosen base personnel, and I want you to watch what they do here. This is a very simple vertical on the outside at the top, 2 little quick outs. Likely's on the inside of this 3-receiver formation at the top. Just a quick little route. Huntley does a nice job of delivering the ball. But again, I want you to watch the run and the catch. He sticks the run on this quick out, gives the quarterback an option, catches the ball, and then eludes the tackle, gets down the field, makes a move, and turns a very short pass into a 31-yard gain. So this is outstanding by a young receiver. Going into the opener against the New York Jets, obviously the Ravens, you're going to see a lot of this two tight end combination, getting Lamar Jackson back and giving him those go-to guys that he's so comfortable in the passing game going to the tight ends. Big question now is what kind of changes are going on with the defense? With the new defensive coordinator, the Jets look to be a better team. We're going to see if they can progress from when they did last year. A good opener in the AFC. You always want to win the opener. You always want to win in the AFC. So it's going to be a good opening game for the Ravens at the Jets.
If Likely can keep that preseason momentum rolling into the regular season, the Ravens offense that is now healthy should be loaded with options for Lamar Jackson. And they're going to need it right out of the gate against the New York Jets that, despite only 4 wins a year ago, appear to be much improved, at least when it comes to personnel, especially on the defensive side of the ball. Here are a couple keys for this game from my perspective. Defensively, stop the run so they can get after the pass. Joe Flacco steps in for Zach Wilson. He can still sling it, but he will stand there in that pocket, which will allow some time for those pass rushers, again, if they can stop the run, to get after him. Offensively, let Lamar loose. It's been a long time since he's been at quarterback in a live game. You have to imagine Greg Roman will do his best to get a game plan set that does everything Lamar wants. That's it for this week's show. Thanks for watching. And remember, there's still time to join fellow Ravens fans at the 2022 Countdown to Kickoff Party presented by Miller Lite, where you can check out country music star Chris Jansen and special guest Shane Prophet at Power Plant Live starting at 10 a.m. Sunday morning. You won't want to miss it. And we'll be right back here next week for another edition of Ravens Report. Enjoy the game.